Ladies and gentlemen, self-awareness is the absolute starting point. You can't win at anything business, relationships, personal growth without it. Most people are playing a guessing game with their own lives. They chase careers they're not built for, they copy habits that don't suit them, they follow advice that's made for someone else entirely. Why? Because they've never taken the time to actually understand who they are. And let me be crystal clear, if you don't know yourself, you're always going to be at the mercy of life's challenges instead of being in control of how you move through them. You want to build confidence. It doesn't start with fake affirmations in the mirror, it starts with knowing exactly where you stand. What are your real strengths, not the ones you wish you had, but the ones that actually show up in your results? Are you good with people? Great. Are you terrible at details? That's fine too, just own it. Because when you know the terrain you're walking on, you stop tripping over it. Most people are falling flat not because life is too hard, but because they're walking blind. The second part of self-awareness is knowing your weaknesses without shame. People love to hide from their flaws because they think it makes them weak. Wrong. What makes you weak is pretending they don't exist. When you're honest about where you fall short, you can actually build systems around it. You can ask for help, you can outsource, you can develop. But when you're living in denial, you're setting yourself up for self-inflicted losses. And those hurt way more than the ones life throws at you. You've also got to understand your emotional patterns. What throws you off, what makes you reactive, what gets under your skin. Life is going to test your emotions constantly. If you don't know your emotional triggers, then every challenge becomes a meltdown, but when you're aware of your internal landscape, you can respond instead of react. That's power. People want strategy. They want tactics, but strategy is useless without self-awareness. It's like trying to build a house without knowing the land you're building on. You need to study yourself like a business. What hours are you most productive? What environments bring out your best? What types of feedback help you grow, and what kind shuts you down? The more data you have on yourself, the smarter your decisions become. You stop wasting time. You stop chasing nonsense. You start moving with purpose. The truth is, life's challenges don't care about your potential, they respond to your preparation. And self-awareness is the most powerful preparation tool you have. Because once you know who you are, you stop trying to become someone else, and you start building a version of success that actually fits you. That's where your edge lies. That's how you win from the inside out. Adversity is not the enemy. It's easy to think that challenges, setbacks, and failures are things to avoid, things that happen to you unfairly. But that mindset is exactly what holds most people back. The truth is, adversity is the curriculum life hands you. It's the raw material you use to grow, evolve, and ultimately win. Every struggle, every obstacle, every painful moment is a lesson disguised in difficulty. Instead of running away or complaining, the real question is, how are you going to learn from it? Think about it this way. No champion ever became great by cruising through smooth sailing. You don't build muscle without resistance. The same goes for your mind and character. When life hits you with a curveball, it's forcing you to adapt, to think differently, to upgrade your approach. That resistance is what sharpens your edge. It's not punishment, it's opportunity. The only difference between someone who succeeds and someone who fails is how they treat those moments of pain and discomfort. Most people see adversity as a sign that something is wrong, that they're unlucky or unworthy. But that's a story you tell yourself to avoid the work. Real winners see adversity as feedback. It's the universe's way of pointing out what's not working and giving you a chance to fix it. Instead of freaking out or quitting, you get curious. Why did this happen? What can I do differently? How can I turn this setback into a setup for something bigger? This shift in perspective is crucial because it turns problems into puzzles and obstacles into stepping stones. When you face adversity head on, you build something far more valuable than temporary success. You build resilience. And resilience is like a superpower that compounds over time. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your ability to handle the next one. It's like leveling up in a game. The more you fight, the stronger you become. The more you get knocked down and get back up, the less those challenges scare you. Eventually, what used to feel like a mountain becomes just another hill to climb. Adversity also forces creativity. When your usual way of doing things stops working, you have to innovate, you have to think outside the box, you have to get uncomfortable, and that's where growth happens. The great stories you admire, the people you respect, didn't get there by playing it safe. They got there by pushing through the hard times, figuring out new paths, and refusing to give up even when it seemed impossible. So instead of fearing adversity, welcome it. Don't just endure it, study it. Analyze what it's teaching you. Understand that every failure is actually a lesson in disguise. The faster you embrace this mindset, the quicker you transform from someone who's at the mercy of life's challenges into someone who controls their own destiny. Remember, you don't win in spite of adversity, you win because of it. The most successful people are not those who avoided pain, but those who turned pain into power. So when life throws a punch, don't flinch. Take the hit, learn the lesson, and come back swinging harder than ever. Mental toughness is not something you're born with, it's something you build every single day, one choice at a time. People often confuse mental toughness with some kind of natural, born trait, like it's handed down in your DNA or comes from luck. But that's a myth. It's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. The key is showing up consistently, especially when it feels impossible to do so. Mental toughness isn't about never feeling tired, scared, or frustrated. It's about continuing to move forward despite those feelings. The truth is, life will wear you down if you let it. Challenges pile up, distractions bombard you, and every day can feel like a fight just to keep going. But mental toughness is the difference between those who give up and those who break through. It's what separates someone who sits on the sidelines from the person who steps into the arena and stays in the game long after others have quit. It's not a flashy trait, it's quiet persistence. It's grinding through the moments when motivation is low and the excuses are loudest. Building mental toughness means training yourself to tolerate discomfort. It means rewiring your brain to see struggle not as a signal to stop, but as a sign that you're growing. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you push through the boredom of practice, when you keep working after failure, when you resist the temptation to take the easy way out. Each time you do this, you're literally building resilience, strengthening your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Another important aspect is managing your inner dialogue. The stories you tell yourself during hard times shape your mental toughness. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't do this, or this is too hard, you're training your brain to give up. But if you switch that narrative to, this is tough, but I'm tougher, or I'm learning, I'm growing, you're creating a mindset that fuels persistence and grit. Mental toughness is as much about mindset as it is about action. Consistency is also critical. You don't build mental toughness by going hard one day and giving up the next. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating routines and habits that keep you moving forward regardless of how you feel in the moment. This is what separates those who succeed over the long haul from those who burn out quickly. Finally, mental toughness is knowing that failure isn't fatal. It's just a bump in the road, not a dead end. Every time you bounce back from failure, you're proving to yourself that you're tougher than the obstacle. That builds confidence, and confidence builds mental toughness in a feedback loop. You learn that you can handle more than you thought, and that knowledge makes you unstoppable. So, if you want to win through life's challenges, don't wait for mental toughness to magically appear. Start building it today. Show up, push through, reframe your struggles, be consistent, and watch as you become stronger, more resilient, and ready to take on whatever comes next. Embracing micro failures as macro wins is one of the most powerful mind shifts you can make if you want to win through life's challenges. Most people see failure as something to avoid at all costs, a sign that they're not good enough or that they should quit. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the enemy. It's a necessary step on the path to success. Every small failure, every mistake, Every wrong turn is actually valuable data feedback that tells you what's not working and pushes you to improve. When you start seeing failures this way, you stop fearing them and you start using them as tools to get better. Think about it like this. Life is a constant experiment. You try something, it either works or it doesn't. When it doesn't, that's not a defeat, that's information. It's a chance to learn, to tweak your approach, to pivot. The problem is most people take failure personally. They let it define their worth or stop them from trying again. But the truth is, the only real failure is the failure to learn and keep moving forward. If you embrace micro failures as part of the process, you turn setbacks into setups for future success. This mindset change is critical because it takes the pressure off perfection. You don't have to get it right on the first try or even the 100th try. What matters is that you keep iterating, keep adjusting, keep experimenting. Every time you fail and adjust, you get closer to what actually works. It's like hacking your own growth. Small failures are little course corrections that eventually lead you to your destination. One of the reasons people avoid failure is because it stings emotionally. Nobody likes feeling embarrassed, rejected, or disappointed. But when you accept failure as a natural and necessary part of growth, you become less afraid of the discomfort it brings. You start to see that pain and frustration aren't signs you're failing, they're signs you're pushing your limits and expanding your capabilities. This mental toughness is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. It's also important to celebrate your micro failures because they mean you're taking action. Inaction is the real enemy of success. Not trying because you're scared of failing guarantees you never move forward. But trying and stumbling means you're in the game, you're learning, and you're evolving. Every failure is proof that you're not stuck, that you're growing. By shifting your mindset this way, you stop being paralyzed by the fear of failure and start seeing it as a stepping stone. You become willing to take risks, to experiment boldly, to learn faster, and that's what leads to breakthroughs. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things, by accepting and learning from their micro failures until they build something remarkable. So next time you hit a setback, don't beat yourself up. Instead, analyze what happened, extract the lesson, and keep moving forward. Remember, every small failure is just a micro win in disguise. It's progress in action. If you get comfortable with failing forward, you unlock the fastest path to winning through life's challenges. Detaching from opinions and attaching to execution is a game-changing mindset when it comes to winning through life's challenges. The truth is, people's opinions don't pay your bills, don't solve your problems, and don't get you closer to your goals. Yet so many get caught up in what others think, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, or even strangers on social media. This trap can paralyze you, distract you, and hold you back from taking the actions you need to take. To win, you have to stop letting opinions dictate your moves and instead focus relentlessly on execution. No matter what you do, someone will have an opinion about it. Some people will support you, others will criticize you, and many won't understand your journey at all. If you wait for universal approval before you act, you'll never get started. If you constantly tweak your strategy based on every piece of feedback, you'll lose your direction. Opinions are noise, and noise doesn't build anything. What builds results is consistent action, putting in the work day after day, regardless of the chatter. It's easier said than done, because humans are wired to seek approval and avoid rejection. But winning requires you to rewire that instinct. You have to develop thick skin and a laser focus on what truly matters, your own vision and your own efforts. Detaching from opinions means not letting others' judgments impact your self-worth or your confidence. It means being okay with being misunderstood or even disliked because you're chasing something bigger than the opinions of others. When you attach yourself to execution, you shift your energy from worrying about perception to focusing on progress. You measure success not by how many people like you, but by how many steps you take toward your goals. This kind of focus creates momentum. Momentum is the ultimate antidote to doubt and fear, because once you're moving forward, it becomes easier to keep moving forward. Another key part of this is learning how to filter feedback wisely. Not all opinions are equal. Some come from people who genuinely want to see you grow and have valuable insights. Others come from those projecting their own fears or biases. Developing discernment means you listen to constructive criticism, but ignore the noise that's not helpful. You protect your mental space so you can keep executing without getting sidetracked by irrelevant opinions. Also, execution breeds confidence. When you focus on doing the work, the results you generate speak louder than words. Over time, your actions build proof that you're capable, reliable, and committed. That kind of confidence is unshakable because it's grounded in reality, not in the approval of others. So, the secret is simple but powerful. Stop waiting for permission. Stop worrying about what people might say. The fastest way to lose your edge is to let opinions slow you down. Instead, do the work, take the risks, make the mistakes, learn, adjust, and keep moving. When you make execution your North Star, opinions become irrelevant and success becomes inevitable. Playing the long game with your emotions is one of the most underrated skills when it comes to winning through life's challenges. Most people treat discomfort like an emergency, something to avoid, escape, or fix immediately. When things get tough emotionally, the instinct is to run away or shut down. But if you want to succeed over the long haul, you have to learn to manage your emotions like a pro. You have to understand that discomfort, frustration, and even pain are not your enemies. They are fuel, the energy you need to grow, adapt, and push through obstacles. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing your feelings or pretending everything is fine. It's about recognizing what you're feeling, understanding why you're feeling it, and choosing how to respond instead of reacting impulsively. The people who win through challenges don't let every emotional wave knock them off course. They ride those waves, use them to propel themselves forward, and keep their eyes on the bigger picture. Patience is a crucial part of this. The world wants instant results. We've all been conditioned to expect quick fixes and overnight success. But life's biggest victories almost never come from a sprint. They come from consistent pacing through pressure. When you master your emotions, you can stay calm during the storms, keep your focus, and make better decisions because you're not driven by panic or frustration. This kind of emotional discipline helps you avoid burnout and stay in the game longer. Another important aspect is separating your self-worth from your current emotional state or your immediate results. When you're emotionally tied to short-term outcomes, every setback feels like a personal failure. That's a dangerous trap because it makes you vulnerable to giving up. Playing the long game means knowing that your value isn't defined by a single moment, a single mistake, or even a series of failures. Your worth is constant and your journey is ongoing. Over time, this mindset creates resilience. You learn that discomfort is temporary, but the lessons and growth that come from pushing through it are permanent. You get to a point where challenges stop feeling like threats and start feeling like opportunities. That's when real transformation happens. When you can stay grounded emotionally, even under pressure, you unlock a level of focus and creativity that most people never reach. It's also about perspective. Winning through challenges isn't just about achieving external goals. It's about growing internally. When you commit to the long game emotionally, you're investing in yourself. You're building a foundation that can carry you through whatever life throws at you, not just for a day or a week, but for a lifetime. So instead of running from discomfort, invite it in. Use it as a signal that you're pushing your limits and leveling up. Trust that your emotions are there to guide you, not control you. Master your emotional game, and you'll find that no challenge is too big, no obstacle too daunting. The long game is where true winners are made. At the end of the day, winning through life's challenges isn't about luck or talent, it's about mindset and commitment. It starts with knowing yourself deeply and embracing every obstacle as a chance to grow. It means building mental toughness by showing up even when it's hard, learning from every failure instead of fearing it, and focusing relentlessly on execution rather than getting caught up in what others think. Most importantly, it's about playing the long game with your emotions, staying patient, resilient, and grounded no matter what comes your way. When you master these principles, challenges stop being roadblocks and become stepping stones. That's how you turn struggle into strength and setbacks into success. Keep pushing, keep learning, and keep moving forward, because your greatest wins are waiting on the other side of every challenge.